current verse and the last couple of verses, that's verse 506 to the current verse 508, seem to have a certain theme to them. So it might be worth listening to the previous two videos if you haven't done so. Let's press on with 508. To the wise there is nothing erroneous, therefore their mind is undefiled. The ignorant, whose mind is uninterruptedly defiled, goes on imagining the imagined. So in the previous videos I've been quite clear to equate the meaning of ignorance with the mind, or with the intellect. We're always thinking, always trying to sort things out, figure things out, and in this way we construct our reality. We construct our ideas about the world and how we're going to deal with it, what our own role in this world is. So this is the defiled mind, because it's all to do with our imagination. It's how we imagine things to be. We take it as reality. This is how the world is. Therefore, this is how I must be with respect to it. But everybody has their own take on how the world is and how they must be with respect to it. Otherwise things would be awfully simple if we all agreed how the world is and how we must be with it. We get various cultural understandings which tell us this is how the world is and this is how you must be with respect to it. But within that there are usually many subcultural understandings, many variations. There might be quite slight variations, but then these slight variations can build over time until you've got massive rifts. So, how you believe the world to be is simply that. It's a belief. It's how you imagine things to be. And this is a key understanding in this particular text. There's actually a word for it, parikalpita, the false imagination. It's how we believe the world to be. So this is something which is created by our mind. And it's okay within its own level, within its own context, within the level of conventional reality. You need to have some understanding in order to interact with the world. But this is not reality, no matter how much you want to believe it is. As enlightenment practitioners, we practice wisdom, and we're told here, to the wise, there is nothing erroneous. Therefore the mind is undefiled. There's nothing erroneous because we're not concerned with right and wrong. We're not concerned with making judgments. In fact, we're not concerned with the mind at all. We've come back to pure being, pure experiencing. There's no me here experiencing anything. There's simply experiencing going on. Being. We're being with the presence of the world in a state of witnessing. We're being in the vibrancy of simple awareness. So the mind of the wise is undefiled in the sense that it's put in its place. The mind of the wise is the same as the mind of the ignorant. It's just that the wise are not identifying with the workings, the machinations, the understanding of the mind, of the intellect. The ignorant, whose mind is uninterruptedly defiled, goes on imagining the imagined. That's what they're sucked into. The mind is like a vortex, the intellect's like a vortex, which we get sucked into. When we wake up in the morning, we probably can witness it kicking into operation, fueling our habitual moods, constructing our reality. We get sucked into it. But the wise, the enlightenment practitioner, spends more and more time not being sucked into it. Spends more and more time simply being. Verse 509 says, "It is like the mother who fetches for her child a fruit from the air, saying, 'O son, don't cry, pick the fruit. There are so many of them.'" So this is it. There's this huge orchard. There's all these fruits that we can pick. I'll have some of that. Don't want that. I'll have some of that. And this will keep us happy. And many people seem quite content with that. I have a new car. I am the proud owner of a new car. I am the proud owner of a new iPad, tablet, computer. Have you noticed how often the acquisition is prefixed by this word, proud? We're the proud parents of our newborn child. We can be proud because we've acquired something. Our being is invested in our acquisitions. If you're happy with that, that's fine. But here it's described as fruit from the air, what we might call pie in the sky. I suppose it's nice to have new things, but you'll notice that feeling doesn't last very long. And it then becomes essential to have something new to be proud about. In the next verse, the Buddha tells us how he uses this tendency to guide people to the truth. And I've got quite a lot to say about that, but I'll leave that till the next video.